Keep that supportive hate away from me,
taking the headphones off for this one.
Keep the supportive hate, yo.
Couldn't wait for
Wait, we getting into it now?
We getting into it. You brought us here.
You may as well.
Hey.
On Improper Improv?
No, he didn't hate on the show.
Elliot has supported me mad long, all decade. So, I mean, take this with a grain of
Did he say where he feels like he should have been?
Mel, you know.
Nah, because then he put up the clip of me on the podcast, last pod, talking about I'm number one. I put my thumb on Charlamagne's face. He put up a clip of me talking greasy, saluting for the day. Yeah, saluting for the day. I put my whole thumb in Charlamagne's face. Get up, nigga, move out my way. Let me get to the top. As he was talking about, his accolades. And that's what makes it look like a little hate. It's a little blurriness. But Mel, it's support. But the point is, niggas come in here and head down to the finish line. That's it. To work. There's nothing else to talk about. To whom it may concern, that show ain't been impactful in years, and that rotating seat garbage ain't getting it done. If you haven't noticed by now, your company over there has shifted their attention to the advertising dollars that they could get in podcasting. It's not about radio. They breaking all that shit up over there, and we getting podcast advertising dollars, which says it don't matter how powerful that one show was at some point. If the company's going in a different direction, niggas gonna look like y'all going in a different direction, which is why this is expendable, and you and your co-host don't have to sit there and pretend to like each other for months and months and months. Know when y'all did that? When you was number one. That's when you gotta come to work and pretend. If it's expendable, everybody could be honest. To whom it may concern. Because I don't sub as great as y'all. But your man can't fuck with me on my worst day. Y'all niggas got to stop just putting, I work too hard. I ain't playing with these niggas. Fuck is wrong with these niggas?
Y'all got to
Don't tell me back.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV, make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in on Joe Budden going in on Charlamagne Tha God, DJ Envy, and Breakfast Club as a whole as to where they stand right now with their position in the media space. And I'm going to add links in the description from episode 616, to whom it may concern, where Joe Budden put that segment out of him addressing everybody who has something to say about him getting number one on Complex's media power ranking list. And also episode 615, where that little part where he was talking about putting the thumb in Charlamagne's face, we was actually joking, but Elliot Wilson had put it up there, had some things to say about where he was and what he had done in this game as of late. And when it come down, there's layers to this. First, Envy brought the smoke for them in Breakfast Club when he actually went to his story, said Charlamagne deserved number one, talked about what Breakfast Club has done and everything, and things like that, basically downplaying the list. Joe gonna take that like, hold on, nigga, you talking about me right now? Because I got the number one spot in this thing. So what you saying? That at first Joe was kind of like, oh man, I got to see what all he meant and everything, but I guess Joe was like, I'm going to give it to everybody since everybody got something to say. And when it comes to the Breakfast Club, bro, Joe got a point, my nigga. They ain't where they was at that point in time. They not on that level. Joe has said, hey, y'all doing a different switching of the guests. People ain't feeling that. Now, I can't speak to the business of it. Joe knows that part of the game to me with advertising and everything like that. I see they just went on BET and things, but I can say, as a nigga that came up watching Breakfast Club, like I told y'all before, Charlamagne, I've always had respect for him in the media space. Certain things he does I might not agree with, but as far as him being able to interview anybody from any level, from an underground street rapper all the way to the president of the United States, even though Joe Biden is a dumbass and a stupid ass weirdo who don't know shit his goddamn self, so he don't know no politics, but Joe Budden Charlamagne can jump in all the pockets to hosting clubs, doing TV. He knows the South, he knows the different coasts and everything like that. So I did always have a level of respect on Charlamagne like that because he was doing his thing. He was one of the media personalities and I still give him his credit for what he brought to this shit. And Joe Budden also, I give Joe Budden that credit because that nigga, them two niggas working together at one point before they fell out over the Spotify conversations and everything like that. When they used to get together and do they shit, these was the two top niggas. And I always gonna give them niggas they respect for what they brought to this media personality space. So a lot of niggas did catch the slack from Joe Budden for what they did have to say. As he said, Elliott Wilson right there, Tex Stone got a little bit of it. Of course, Rory and Mal. Some of the people with the to whom it may concern, I don't know who that nigga was talking to in this thing. But I want to know what y'all think. Who y'all think number one was overall in the game? To me, I do have to agree with Joe Budden in itself because of the fact that nigga really pioneered a whole climate of hip-hop when it comes to the podcast space. Yes, there were people that were doing podcasts before him, but the energy, the consistency, the vibe that he brought with Warrior Mal on the Joe Budden podcast, it elevated it even more and made other people kind of get inspired, including myself, to want to jump into that space. And you can have your opinion. Complex put the list out, and they did have guidelines of where this list is coming from. Some of the people I could look at like, oh man, I don't know what the hell this person got this position for, but you know, to each his own. Everybody gonna have opinions about any list you see. But when it comes to the Breakfast Club, gotta keep it 1,000. They was the people we was waking up searching in the morning. If you follow Rapid Hip Hop Media, they are not that anymore. Angela Yee recently left. We've seen where they have had their issues on camera before and things like that, but they were able to keep it rolling, keep it tight. Then Angela Yee went on to there on that show with old girl, kind of said like, oh, nah, I wasn't this, I wasn't that. So Joe said, hey, man, y'all was playing a role, nigga, like y'all liked each other because y'all was number one. I don't know, though. I want to see if Charlamagne going to have something to say back. Overall, Joe going to pop his shit. He done put in the groundwork. He done grinded, hustled. I love this conversation for the space of the culture and everything. If you know me, you know I love talking and dialoguing about this topic right here, or just these media spaces as a whole, or just hip-hop as a whole, man. Y'all know I love the game. So tell me what y'all think. We got more shit coming, more videos, all at 1,000 for Shit Show. Stay on your pivot.